Welcome to the Cincinnati Public Schools Cybersecurity Refresher video. You may be wondering why we are reviewing cybersecurity. Every year, CPS employees complete online cybersecurity training in Safe Schools. This is an opportunity for all departments in CPS to review key tips to avoid common mistakes that put your personal security and the security of our entire district at risk. Over the next few minutes, CPS Information Technology Management will share our list of the top 10 do's and don'ts of cybersecurity. Tip number 1, do not share a password or access to your account. We refer to this first tip as the golden rule of cybersecurity. Never, ever, under any circumstance, share your password or access to your accounts. This includes your Novell login, PowerSchool, email, Google, the list goes on. Even if it's a close coworker that supports your routine tasks, you should never share your password or account access. No one should be asking you for your password, so even if they do not give it to them. This includes CPS system admins, supervisors, and even the help desk. What they will do is reset a password and verbally tell you your temporary password. If your password is temporarily changed, be sure to change it on your next login. We understand the password problem, or how difficult it can be to remember multiple passwords for multiple accounts, so ITM is continually working on single sign-on solutions. Tip number 2 goes right along with the golden rule. As important as it is to not share your password or access to your devices, it is equally important that your password not be too easy to figure out. You will recall from the CPS Cybersecurity Safe Schools course that there's a recommended password recipe. Coming up with a phrase that only you will think of, adding a number and a special character is the best way to have a password that remains secure. It is also important to note that you should be using different passwords for different accounts. You would never want to use the same password you use for your personal bank account as the one you use for your email. Ensuring that you have various passwords for various account types will keep you and our users more secure. Tip number 3, protect confidential information. When we talk about keeping our online digital accounts secure, we also need to remember that a lot of information we need to protect is often on paper, and we need to ensure we aren't leaving this lay around on a desktop, left at the printer, and so forth. We also need to be careful when we have saved files to flash or jump drives and how we store these items. Leaving hard copies of information lying around makes it easy for someone to swipe a copy, take a picture, etc. Before you know it, that confidential information on paper is a digital security risk. Types of sensitive information that should not be left out for anyone to view include personnel or student files, anything with student or employee ID numbers, employee social security numbers, etc. When you do have to send confidential information, tip 4 reminds us to only use secure methods for sending that information. In our day-to-day jobs, we often have to digitally send signed documents to various departments and agencies, but we aren't always careful to consider if the way we are sending it is secure. We need to ensure the information is not emailed, and if you were emailed something with secure information, be sure that you do not reply or forward that email. Never send confidential information via text message either. Instead, you should save confidential information to network drives, Google Drive, or use a secure file transfer protocol, or FTP. If you need more help sending confidential information as described, contact the help desk. Tip number 5, only use a secure Wi-Fi connection. Making sure that you know the identity of the wireless network you are connecting to keeps your device safe from security threats. By connecting to an unsecured Wi-Fi network, you are allowing anyone to access your computer. This can cause a multitude of problems, and is definitely something you want to avoid. Connecting to these types of networks allows your data to be transferred without any form of encryption or security protection. Your banking information or any other data from your device is simply laid out for anyone to access. This is why you must always use a secure Wi-Fi connection.
And now we are on to number 6. Don't use an unapproved device on the secure CPS network. Some examples of unapproved devices actually do include items such as your personal laptop or cell phone. Basically, any device not owned by CPS or that is not a CPS asset. If you're wondering why, we need to protect the security of our network for our students and staff. Tip 7, Lock all devices when they are not in use. It may seem that something as simple as pressing Ctrl-Alt-Delete and choosing the lock option is quick and easy, but we all too often forget this and leave our computers and cell phones open for anyone to access. You are ultimately responsible for anything that happens on a device you are logged into, no matter who is actually using that device. So if someone else uses your computer and does something wrong, you will be held responsible because it happened on your account. Tip number 8, be cautious of suspicious emails and links. Recently, a gift card scam circulated where an individual was contacting employees via email, requesting banking information, and stating that a principal was needing them to purchase gift cards for a certain purpose. Always double check the sender's email address. If you are wondering if this is still the individual, telephone them directly to double check. You can never be too cautious. One feature that has now been added to our CPS email account is a warning on any incoming email that comes from external sources. If you do receive an odd email or one containing questionable links, do not forward. Delete the suspicious email immediately. Tip number 9, stay alert. Report suspicious activity. If you suspect routine spam, just delete it and move on. However, if you have fallen victim to a possible scam, clicked on a suspicious link, opened a questionable attachment, or given confidential information over the phone, these are things you should report to the help desk immediately. Dial 0390 from a CPS desk phone or 513-363-0390 from an outside line. Tip 10. Don't install unauthorized programs on your work computer. If you are curious to know which software is available and okay to install on your work computer, check out our approved software list. This can be found on the My CPS ITM site for your convenience. If you want to apply for software to be approved, follow the Application for Technology Initiative, or ATI, procedures also found on this site.
Thank you for taking the time to review the top 10 do's and don'ts of cybersecurity with ITM. The privacy and security of individual employees, the students and staff we serve is our job to protect. If you need more information, please revisit the Safe Schools Cybersecurity Refresher. When in doubt on any of the tips that you heard today, please call the help desk. Thank you.